Let's try let's try that again. Thank goodness this the uh, the developer of this software is here with me because I'd be talking to myself for an hour and a half. Hi everybody. Let's try that again. Let's give it a few minutes. Emails gone out and stuff like that. We'll see who pops on here, and then we'll get started on the harvest collection. I think there's 23 pieces. I always think there's not going to be a lot, and then by the time I put everything on, it's like, whoa, pretty big collection. So give me a sec. Let me get sorted out here. Say hi in the chat. Let me know who's here. And before I forget, let me do this. So let me put this in here. Okay, so I'm just gonna post the discount code. So I'm not gonna say it out loud because there might be some people on Facebook, and I want everybody to pop over. If there is anybody on Facebook, please hop over to the website. That way you can see all the listings and everything, and you'll see the discount code. So I'm gonna put the code in the chat, and hopefully I'll remember to do it a little bit later on as well. If not, remind me. So I'm gonna put that right now. Hi, Jeannie. How are you? Thanks for joining me and keeping me company. Okay, so before we get started, I wanted to do this last week. That was the plan, but all good plans. I had some customs some custom pieces that I really wanted to focus on and do my due diligence, and then I also wanted to make sure that this was a pretty full collection. So I gave myself an extra week. I mean, I'm still doing stuff this morning, so no matter how much time I give myself, I'm gonna fill it up. Yeah, so I did do some customs. I've got some more customs to do. But if you are interested in getting something done, reach out. I do have some spots that I could squeeze in before the holidays. But we would need to, kind of start chatting about that. And so I think next week, some people were talking about, if you watched the first live, I talked about doing a live of misfit gemstones or something like that, of stones that don't really fit into any of my collections really, but I have some pretty cool pieces here. Some of them I've already done things with, but there are a lot of stones that I just haven't done anything with, but I want to. So I think maybe next week, next Wednesday, because I am going to try to, I think, stick with the Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I think we'll do that, and then that will give people a chance, if they want something custom done, it gives us an opportunity to kind of dig into that. So there'll be stones on there that aren't set that we'll just kind of talk about, and if you're interested in them, then you can kind of claim it, and then we'll work that out. Okay. So that being said, before we get started on harvest, I do want to show you one of the customs that I was working on this week. I don't often brag, but this is going to its owner tomorrow, and I am so jealous. I really love this ring. So I just want to show it to you. Okay, so lovely customer. I don't know if she's here, but she stopped by Hernder, the Hernder show, and picked this stone out. I brought a bunch for her to look at, and it's a gorgeous turquoise. It's a beautiful stone, and she told me what she wanted with the setting. She wanted the bead wire around it, and I I just think it turned out so beautiful. It's such a gorgeous stone, that freeform shape. And then she wanted the twig band. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got the twig detail to it. I'm super happy with how it turned out. I hope she gets great joy out of wearing this turquoise, and I have ring envy. So I will see you tomorrow, Kate. And I will pass this on to you. So anyway, so yeah, so I've put the code in the chat. I never discount brand new collections, but you know, to give you a little gift for joining me, anything on this collection, that discount code is good until midnight. So if you see something you like, you might want to get on that tonight. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to try to remember to do this a little bit better, and display these properly. Hang on a second. Let me see if I'm doing this properly. Okay, so first off, we're going to start with this one. So there's not a lot of bracelets in this collection. For some reason, bracelets seems to be very popular at in-person shows, but online they don't move as fast. So I didn't do as many on this collection, but this one was kind of an experiment that I think turned out pretty cool. So I wanted to kind of do a combination of some of the chips that I had in all of these beautiful fall colors. So this one, it's silk knotted. So in between each one of these chips is a little brown silk knot. And so this one has got carnelian on it, it's got sunstone, and it's got citrine. And then it's got adjustability to it. So it's got the sterling lobster clasp with the little bit of adjustability, and then it's got a silver plated little double acorn there. So very fall-y, but you know, I think it'd be really nice in a stack or on its own. You know, it's got some weight to it, so you know, you can wear that on its own, and it's just got some beautiful fall colors to it. And then the silk knotting just kind of adds that little bit of space so that you can really see each one of the stones. So that is the knotted gemstone little chip bracelet, one of 3 or 4 bracelets in the collection. Okay, so that's the first one. If you have questions, please throw them out. I'm going to do my best to watch the chat and make sure that I don't miss anything. Okay, so next. Okay, so next up is one that actually was, I first did this one in the fall 2022 collection that I did. And it's been really popular. It's been popular in person, and it's been popular in on the website as well. So I'm going to make it a permanent resident of the Harvest collection, and I did it with sterling. So initially it was done with copper, but this one's now going to have the sterling on it. So it is Crazy Lace Agate, 6 mil. 6 mil polished Crazy Lace agates. And then I've put in some blue, and you can see them there, some blue Amazonite rondelles. And I think that that's what makes this so popular. Is it just that little bit of blue in there just pops. And so it's a really nice transition piece. So, you know, I think this is a good one from like summer to fall, so this kind of time. But, you know, really all year, right? Because it's got that little bit of blue in it and then all of those nice earthy colors to it. So again, hand knotted on silk, and it's got the extender. So this one is 18 inches, and then it's got the inch-long extender on it, and then that's all sterling. And then with the little dangle at the bottom. Just kind of a timeless, classic piece. you can wear it on its own, or it could definitely layer very nicely. So that is now going to be a permanent part of harvest. So that's that one. Okay. And then this one, actually, that's this one. Step back a second here. Okay, so the next one is also crazy lace. Okay, so this one, the story behind this necklace is I had this part done. So I had this crazy lace, kind of floating style, knotted, finished. And so it's just a little bit longer than the tight one, and then it's floating style, which I like. It's just a little bit visually lighter. But you can see it's kind of got like the yellows and some gray in here. I mean, Crazy Lace has quite a bit of color range, but on this one I put like the yellows and the gray, and then I ordered this Picasso Jasper. I don't know if you can be able to see it. The pictures in the listing. Hi, Christine. Welcome. Um, the pictures in the listing really show the colors on this, but it's got a really cool pattern and it matches this beaded part perfectly. So this was already done. This walked in the door and I said, they have to go together. So that's why, it's not fancy. It doesn't have the fancy connector and that kind of thing on it. I've just put it so that it's floating in between because, this part came after. But it really is such a cool focal, and it matches with this particular necklace really well. Now, I do have another one of these. So they came as, as an earring pair. So if you wanted one with the fancy connector, and we'll talk about that. You'll see connectors as we go along here. But if you wanted something a little bit fancier, or I could also do a wire wrap bail. So I could do a fancier wire wrap bail on this instead of just the O-ring. I just put this together just to get it on here, but I could fancy this up a little bit. But if you wanted it like a separate connector and all that stuff, I do have another one of these that we could do. And then this is flat, so it's a slice. So a lot of them have the bevel, but this is actually like a slice, and it's kind of like semi-polished. It's not super shiny, as you can see as the light hits it. It's not super shiny, so it's just a really cool pattern. Take a look at the listing. It's got some green in it, but it's got that gray through it that really just pulls this out. I just thought it was too cool of a stone, and as I say, it matched this perfectly, so they had to go together. So that's the story behind that one. Okay. Happy accidents. Happy accidents. Okay, I know. I love Picasso Jasper too. Well, I love a lot of these. Crazy Lace Agate is one of my favorites, especially in the frosted, which we're coming to right now. It's just super soft, but Picasso is a really cool stone. Okay, so I'm trying not to ramble as much, so it to keep you here all night long. So I don't mean to speed through. If you have any questions or something, shoot them at me, or if you want me to, stop and show more detail or something, please do. Let me know. I'm just trying not to be a chatty Cathy. Okay. Okay. So this one is this was also part of the fall 2022. But it was they were polished stones. And for harvest, I think I'm gonna do it with the matte finish. So this one, so it's got the connector there. So this has got a, I don't know if that's officially an oak leaf. It kind of reminds me of an oak leaf, but I'm not sure if it's an officially an oak leaf. But super pretty, silver plated. It's got a lot of detail. It's got a lot of texture and detail to it. And then, so that's going to dangle below. And then, so you can see Crazy Lace. So, I mean, it has that name because it has that lace pattern to it. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, but you know, you've got so many different color ranges. Like you can just stare at these beads all day, and I've been known to do that. Um, and so, you know, they're just really interesting. Now, the other thing I did with this one this year is I put some Picasso Jasper in here. So Crazy Lace, to back up a second. So Crazy Lace is known as the laughter stone, and it's also called Happy Lace. Hi, Anne. How are you? And meet Jeannie and Christine, and whoever else is hiding in the chat. Look, I get it. I don't usually talk in chats either, but anyway. Oh, and so if you can see, if you scroll up above, you'll see the discount code for the Harvest collection. I don't want to say it out loud for anybody that's listening on Facebook. They have to come to the website to get that. So anyway, so the Crazy Lace is kind of the lighter. It tends to be kind of the yellows, kind of the oranges and the grays. And then Picasso just pops in that, oh, gorgeous rusty red, kind of like my sweater. It just adds that depth of color. These are Picasso here. So I just really like the combination of them together. It's just like, it's just fall, right? Like those are all the colors of autumn, right? Right there. Um, and so now Picasso Jasper, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but it is named after Pablo Picasso, and it's a grounding stone. And the reason it's named after Pablo Picasso is because of the patterns, and you'll see that as we come along here, especially in earrings. You'll see some amazing patterns in some of these. So you will notice, hopefully, as I hold this, that when I do ones like this so that they're kind of symmetrical, as opposed to like a kind of a random pattern, I really take time to make sure the beads, they don't match because they're natural stone, right? But they have the same weight. You can, you know, you can see it right here, right? So, you know, mustards to lighter, to gray, to oranges, to the dark. So I really do. I actually pick through all of the beads to find pairs that, you know, will coordinate so that when it's hanging, you know, it has that symmetry to it, as much as you can with natural stone. I really do pay attention to that. So, so this one is, what is this one? I think it's 20 inches, I think. It'll say in the listing. But I made, or maybe it's actually a little bit longer. I think I made this one like 24, 25. So I've also tried to do a lot of different lengths in this collection. Because I know some people, you know, they want that 25-inch, some want shorter. So this one should have something for everybody as far as the lengths go, to accommodate everybody, hopefully. Questions? No, we're good. Okay, so that's Crazy Lace, and then some Picasso Jasper. So now with this one, the other thing that came up last stream is people were asking for kind of what earrings would go with some of the necklaces, and so I paid attention to that. So I haven't done it for all of them, but you know, if you see something or you pick up a necklace and you want to have some matching earrings, you know, reach out to me. I will always do what I can to accommodate. So, but I did, let me pull it up here. Okay, I did do a pair that kind of matches that past necklace. So with the crazy lace and the Picasso, um, they're kind of darker, so they're harder to see. But basically, simple stack, nothing too fancy about them. What I did is I put two of the kind of more reddish Picasso Jaspers, and then more of an earthy toned crazy lace in the middle, and then with a couple of the silver little silver daisy spacers, and then sterling silver ear wires. So super economical, nice, not too long, and just nice fall earrings. So they would go, they would work with a few of the necklaces in here, but they were made to go with that last one with the silver and the crazy lace and the Picasso. Okay, so and I am going to, as we get closer to Christmas here, be mindful of making some earrings and some things that are good gifts. So I will definitely be doing a gifts 50 and under stream. So everything will be 50 or under for those gift things, and I will do that sooner rather than later. So, and you might not have been here, but next week, next week I'm going to do the misfit stones, misfit pieces. Okay, so because I know you were one of the people that was wanting to look at some stones. So it's going to be kind of a mixture of stones that aren't set, that you could do something with if you wanted to. Yeah, because if it's going to be custom stuff, we kind of need to get working on that sooner rather than later. So that's why I figure we'll do it now. And like I've got a couple of stones here. I'll show you at the end for this collection that I had on my bench, but I didn't do anything with or didn't finish them because I don't want to rush. I don't like to rush things, especially the silversmith stuff. That stuff needs full attention and time. So yeah, we're gonna do that next week, and then we'll have time to make something if we want to. Or I've got some pieces. I'll make some pieces of stuff that I have, or beads. It's like, why do I have these colors? Why do I have these? And it's because I bought them probably 3 years ago before I really kind of got going in it and didn't know which direction I was going to go. Okay, so now we are going to, okay, so we're gonna do, speaking of metalsmith, we're gonna do this one because it might be my favorite. if you were following me on Instagram, I posted yet another post on this necklace. It's like she's a little obsessed with this necklace. I don't know what it is about it, but I just really like it. So this is the Imperial Jasper. Here, let me try to get it closer. The lighting is very odd today. It's a cool stone, right? So, and there's something about the freeform shapes right now that I just am really drawn to the freeform shapes, like that turquoise ring. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet, Jeannie. So isn't it cool? And it's done in copper. So I don't do a ton in copper. I should probably do more because all the copper pieces sell. And I have had people at shows ask me about copper. So, certain stones just say I need to be wrapped in copper. And this was definitely one of them. So you can see it's got that orange around the outside. And then here the lapidary artist, they ground down to pull that little pop of red. So if you look at the bezel, you can see it. I had to sand all that down because they dipped down that corner to get that little pop of reddish orange in there. Worth it. Worth it, because it just adds to it. And then that really pretty green. So it's Imperial Jasper. So Imperial Jasper is from Mexico, and it's the only place it's found. Oh, I should also tell you that Crazy Lace Agate is also from Mexico. So we're doing some Mexico stuff tonight. But Imperial Jasper is only found in one place, and it's outside of Guadalajara, Mexico, in apparently this very steep canyon, only on one side of the canyon. And so it's, you know, I wouldn't necessarily call it rare, but it is considered one of the fine jaspers. So, I mean, most jaspers are very readily available, um, but the imperial jaspers, you know, if you ever go on Etsy or whatever, they can carry a bit of a heavy price tag for even for the stones. Um, if they're cut well and they have this kind of eggy shape. So this one's really cool. So I just, you know, embraced that free form and, you know, left it very, very organic. And then kept the bail very simple and then put it on ball chain. So this is the 24-inch long ball chains that I use for my wire wraps. It, you know, if you wanted it shorter, you can cut it yourself. I mean, it's ball chain, right? So you just you can just trim it, trim this end, not this end, trim this end with scissors to whatever length you want, and then it just you know, snaps in, right? So if you wanted me to cut it to a different length before I send it out, I can, or you can see what you like, you know, if you like it at 24, and then you can always shorten it, okay? So that is the first of two. There's only two silver or metalsmith pieces in the collection at this point. But as I say, we're going to look at some stones here, here at the end. So that is the Imperial Jasper. Now that, I mean, a lot of the Jaspers, they're, like I said in the, you know, at the top for the collection, it's a grounding collection. It's very calming. I mean, look, it's very earthy, right? So lots of, it helps with creativity. It helps get rid of all of the negative energy, and boy, don't we need that right now. So, you know, it's a good collection. It's a timely collection for right now to kind of wrap yourself in some positivity and joy. And so this is, you know, pretty much all of them will help you in that department. Okay, so we're going to stick with Imperial Jasper. I have a few on there. So the next one I have is a pair of earrings. And these are pretty cool. Let's see if we can get them in the light so you can see them. Can you see that? Very cool stones. Again, they have that orange around the outside. There you can kind of see the orange around the outside of the stone. And then, I mean, this one especially looks like an eyeball. This one, I guess, is a closed eyeball. But they have some blue in it. You can see the colors really well in the listing photographs. This lighting isn't great tonight for some reason. But yeah, there's a really pretty kind of steel blue in there, and a little bit of green. It's just really cool. And then the classic orange on the outside of the stones. Not too big, so you know, pack a style punch. But you know, they're lightweight. They're not very thick. They're a little thin, and cool. So then, and again on sterling silver. Always on sterling silver. So that's those. So we have one more Imperial Jasper in the collection right now. Over here, the silver bezel set. But we're going to, I'm going to wait and we'll deal with that at the end. I always do that part at the end. So we'll hold on to that one. Okay, so rolling right along here. Um, okay, so next up is some sparkle. There was a lot of sparkle in the last one, right? The river, the river collection. So have to put a little bit of sparkle in harvest. There's not as much sparkle in this one for sure, but this this is our sparkle element. So if you can see it, I'm just rolling it here so you can see the light. So what this is it's tourmaline actually, um, and but it's just in all of these gorgeous, yummy, earthy colors. So when I get strands of tourmaline, this is what it comes like. Strand like that, lots of pink and blue, and you know, and I've put that in, I think, in my wildflower collection. There's a lot of pink tourmaline and things like that. But you can see every once in a while there's like an amber colored one, or there's like a green one. And I personally don't, well, I mean, I don't mind it together, but I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna pick through and separate them. So what I've done is, as I get these in, I just separate the darker green and amber, and that goes into a little collection that I can make something like this out of. And I just think it just looks so nice together. And then we'll leave the pinks and all of the light colors separate together. So perfect for fall, I think. Got the green with that little bit of like amber. So these are the 3 mil and 4 mil. So I don't know if you can see that. But it's a 3 mil, 4 mil, 3 mil, 4 mil, and in the faceted diamond cut. There we go. In the faceted diamond cut, so you can kind of see. So it's kind of bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller, to add a little bit more interest. And then that faceted diamond cut just makes it sparkle when it hits the light. So this has got the lobster clasp with the dangle on it. So I think this one is 7 1/4 or something like that, and then like a 1/2 inch extender. So if you needed a smaller size, just let me know. And absolutely, Anne. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. So just let me know your size. Yeah, for sure. Let me know your size, and then I can make up one. And then when we, I'll send you a separate invoice with all that stuff, and then we'll put the discount on it. 100%, 100%. So yeah, it's super pretty, right? Yeah, and nice and dainty, and just that little bit of sparkle. So tourmaline, it's the only tourmaline in here, and it's kind of an anomaly, but I just thought, you know, these colors are so pretty that we'll, you know, while I have the material, I'll do it as long as I still have some greens and ambers. Okay, 7.5 should work. Okay, so then I'll double check this one. This one might be good, or you know, I can make you another one. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty. I think it's a pretty pretty little bracelet. Okay. Oh, my pleasure. Okay, so FYI, my helper has decided to enter the scene. So if something goes crashing, that's Willow. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Okay. This collection speaks to me. I know it does, Christine. I know you love this. This is your wheelhouse. I know all of these oranges and this colorway. Okay. All right. So this is an interesting one. This one is, so it's one of my longer ones. Um, so I've done two kind of longer ones in this collection. Um, because that one's got a tassel instead of a stone. I wanted to do one that's got a gemstone on it. And I had these stones, and it's a little bit different colorway than what we've done so far. So far we've kind of done, those yellows and the grays of the crazy lace, and then some of the reds of the Picasso Jasper, kind of combination. But this one, let me see if I can get this focal up here. Shift it out of the light. This one is called Cherry Creek Jasper. You maybe never have heard of it before. It's relatively new. The mine was discovered, well, in 2010, I believe. So it's relatively new material in the gemstone world. Isn't that cool? The word that comes to mind for me for this necklace is it's moody. But a good mood. Like, it's moody, but in a good way. It's darker. The colors are just a little bit darker in it. So let me hold this so you can see it. So you've got the kind of orangey and reds at the bottom, and kind of that blood red pop there. The back of that is like a dark, dark evergreen. So very dark. And then you've got this lighter, it's kind of green with a little bit of a blue base to it, up here. And it's freeform shapes. I don't know what it is about freeform right now. For somebody that is like very structured and loves symmetry, freeforms right now are just doing it for me there. That's a good picture. It's just a really cool stone. Now, again, it came as a pair, so I have two. The other one is going to be like a mirror shape, so this bend here will be facing the other way, but I can do two of these. So this one's got, when I was talking about earlier, the connector. So this one's got the classic, and this is done in copper. So I wire wrapped it, and then I hand forged this copper, and hand hammered it. Always great for that time that you need, to hammer something. And then above it, you've got, again, just pulling out all of these yummy earthy tones. I've put some moss agate. So there's quite a bit of moss agate in this one, because that moss agate color is perfect for this Cherry Creek. It just pops it out. So you've got that dark green, and then you've got some of that bluey green. And then, of course, moss agate has these inclusions in it, and it looks like moss inside the stone. I might not be able to see it too well, but some very cool. And then you've got Mookaite. I think we've got some Mookaite in here. I've got Picasso Jasper in here, and Carnelian. I have a hard time with that. Carnelian. The chips here. So it's for that little bit of orange. So this one is 30 inches, so it's not as long as some of my main focals. If you wanted it a little bit longer, I can do it with the other stone, or I can always put an extender on it if you wanted it a little bit longer. But it does, I don't want to step on my cat. It sits, probably about like that, where this focal is here on this one, on me. So it still hangs low, but I did it at 30 inches, so just to kind of have some variation on it. Really cool. But yeah, a little bit darker colorway on it, but still very earthy. And so the Cherry Creek, so this is from an area in China, and they were, if I remember the story correctly, they were mining for turquoise. and they stumbled upon this instead. Happy accidents, happy accidents. Um, so, and is it pretty? Please add that. Okay, Anne, no problem. I know it's cool, right? It's really pretty. And so Cherry Creek, it's calming, and again, like all the Jaspers, it's grounding and has some protection qualities too. But it's relaxing, but it's relaxing in a moody kind of way. I don't know, moody's maybe not the right word, but I think you know what I mean when I say that, right? It's just yeah. Okay, so that one is that one, and then with it here. So same kind of, oh, let me pop this here. So same kind of colorway, so works really well with that one, is this Picasso, so we're back to Picasso Jasper. This is just a basic pendant necklace, nothing too fancy about it. I mean, I did a nice copper wrap bail on it to give it a little bit of something something. But it's just a really pretty stone. Again, it's got that, those shades of green, that little bit of blue green down here at the bottom. It looks like Cherry Creek, but it's actually a Picasso. And the copper, I know, like, so, I was hesitating on this one. I'm like, do you do it in silver? Do you do it in copper? I have another one. Again, this came as a pair for earrings. It's a little bit different pattern, but the same colorway. Um, and yeah, I just think the copper works well with it. And then so this is on a copper cable chain with the lobster clasp, and this one is 20 inches. The copper works. Yeah, it does. With the Picasso Jaspers, um, copper does work. So there is a lot of copper in this collection, and but hey, copper has its benefits too, right? So it's very purifying and it's good for you. They say you should wear copper, so draws all the bad stuff out of you. So that one's really pretty. It's just, as I say, just kind of a basic pendant necklace, but 20 inches, and yeah, adds a little bit of color. Good to you could layer it if you wanted to, or wear it on its own. So yeah, it just works really well with that colorway there. That's why they're together. Okay, so how are we doing here? All right. All right, so let me do some of the earrings here. So I've got a bunch of Picasso earrings, and so let's run through those and keep going. All right, so also kind of in that colorway, these are the chunkiest earrings in the collection so far. Are these really cool Picasso? Is it hanging right? Yes. Picasso Jaspers. So beautiful mustard yellow, that red, which is a really rich red. It's like kind of like I hate to say blood red, but it has that richness to it. And then that really pretty dark green and that olivey green. There's a, just kind of tip it away from the light for a second. So they're a little bit bigger teardrops. I know, people are kind of shying away from bigger earrings. Christine, I know you like bigger earrings, but yeah, so these are a little bit bigger, and then I put them on the sterling. I think all of the earrings, yeah, all of the Picassos I did on sterling silver. I mean, I can change them to copper, but I just like to offer them on sterling because I just know people have a lot of ear sensitivity to metal. But even with that, all of the copper ear wires that I use, or even if I do brass, very rarely, they're all nickel, lead, cadmium free. So they don't have any lead, they don't have any nickel in them. So even if it's copper, they don't have any of those bad things in it. Okay, so that's the bigger of the Picasso Jaspers. Then we have These are cool. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I think you do have a lot of Picasso. I know. That's why I keep getting them in because it's like I see them and I'm like, those are so cool. I have so many. I mean, I could probably have done 10 pairs for this collection, but um, it's I figured I'll just kind of keep restocking. So these are a smaller pair. These don't have any green in them. So these are just, I shouldn't say just, but they're the yellow and then more of that rusty red. Yeah, so kind of that rusty red. And then the veining that goes through it, it's like a chocolate brown. It's not black. It's like a chocolate brown. So these are a little bit lighter. So if you don't want the weight of like bigger ones, these are just a nice pop of autumn color. Not too big at all. And again on the sterling silver. So that's those, and then these are very cool. This pair is very cool. Christine, you're gonna like these. I know. Let's see. So this pair is also a Picasso Jasper pair, but very different colorway. So they are like that tanny, kind of like ochre, that pretty ochre color, that warm tan, and then they have that chocolatey brown kind of black through it that almost looks like grass or wheat or something. These kind of remind me of like wheat. Um, so these beautiful long tapered. They're not. I mean, they're kind of triangles, but they're just this beautiful long taper. Very elegant shape, I think. And they're very thin. So like as far as width goes, yeah, you do. You have ones that have a little bit more color. I'm not telling Justin anything. um, so yeah, so these are very cool. Yeah, you have Christine, you have ones that actually do look very much like wheat. Those that was a cool pair of stones for sure. Okay, so then that's those there. And then okay, so now we're gonna move on to, so I think that's pretty much the Picasso. So we're gonna go into, oh, what's going on here? Pull this one up. Okay, so we're gonna go into another Jasper. This is a Jasper collection, 100%. So this is Noreena Jasper. This is found in Australia. So this is an Australian stone and named after the property that it was first found on. And let's see if I can get this on here. So Noreena Jasper, to me, see if you can see that, always kind of has this interesting patterns. A lot of them look like leaves to me, like abstract kind of leaf. Look at the listing. It's hard to see because they're darker. Noreena Jaspers tend to be, again, that red background with this ochre mustard kind of veining through it. This one almost looks like a bug looking at it like this, or a face. See the eyes? It almost looks like a tribal mask or something. Is that me? I don't know. Do you see that? So I see a face, right? I just noticed that. It's like, oh, there's a, yeah. So copper again, a simple copper wrapped bale, and then again on a copper cable chain. So again, this is 20 inches long. I can shorten it if you want. Oh, there's some good lighting there. Yeah, so you can see it's like, now all I see is the face. Face with like buck teeth. So the red and then that mustardy kind of ochre yellow. Just an oval. I don't do ovals a lot. It's definitely not my, I don't know why, but it's not my go-to shape for necklaces, but that one's a cool stone. Um, and then I have one pair of Noreena earrings. So let me pull that one up. And this one, these are cool. These are cool. Now they don't have the. You like that pendant, yeah? Do you see a face, Jeannie? Yeah, I mean it's I don't know. Everybody sees something different, but so these don't have as much of the yellow. You can see there's a little bit of yellow here at the end, but they have the red, and then they have a lot of gray. That is like a gray kind of background to it, with a little bit of that mustardy yellow and the red. So, but they're very graphic, right? Very strong pattern to it, and they were side drilled, so they've got the a little bit different bail to them on the round, and then again on the sterling. So they're maybe more modern. They're just really graphic, really graphic pattern on those. And so then again, the Noreena Jasper, like all the Jaspers, helps you reduce stress. It's also good for clarity and like focus. Helps you focus and things like that. Okay, moving right along. Okay, we're getting there. All right, so oh, what happened? I skipped one. No, I don't want to do that. This one. Okay, so for the people that want super simple, but with a little bit of bling, sunstone. So these are the only studs I have on the collection right now, but you can see as I move the card here, they are faceted sunstones. Let me see if I can. So they have a really nice faceted cut, so they're very sparkly. I have a few of the stones. Now, when I get, some in, I always try to match them up. Now, again, they're natural stones, so it's hard to get, perfect matches, but hopefully you can see this side's lighter. So this one's more of that lighter kind of amber color, and these are definitely a little bit more intense orange. So, if you have a preference, if you want to pick up a pair, you can always just leave me a comment and say, lighter or darker, whatever your preference is. And I will, I always do my best to accommodate. I would never, send one light, one dark. Does the sunstone come in bigger pendants? It doesn't tend to. Well, I shouldn't say that. The bigger stones that I've seen, I haven't really liked the look of them. So I have yet to find sunstones. And the reason for that, Christine, is they tend to have fractures and fissures in them. So it's kind of like moonstones. Like a lot of the moonstones will have like the black flecks in them. And I mean, that's fine, but I always try to source moonstones that are clean, and so they don't have that. And sunstones have the inclusions in them, like moonstones and stuff like that. And I have yet to find a larger size sunstone that doesn't have a lot of that, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So I'm always looking. If that doesn't, if fissures and stuff like that don't bug you, then I can try to find some and I can send you pictures. But I always try to find really clean kind of stones. So the search continues on that one. Okay, so yeah, if you're interested in those, just let me know if you want lighter or darker, and I will try to put them together. Okay, so now we're going to move on to. Okay, why is this skipping all over the place here? Some amber. Now, Where is it? Here we go. So I've had amber. I'm pretty sure it's been on the website, but again, it hasn't been attached to. I don't think it's been attached to a collection, so it's just lost, floating out there in the website ether, and nobody really sees it unless they go searching for it. So I thought it was, fitting for the collection. So I'm gonna, I've attached it to Harvest, and because I love amber. It's one of my favorites. I mean, officially it's not a stone, right? So I mean, officially it's fossilized tree sap. So it's not a stone, but it's just I just love it. It's so warm and just has such a beautiful glow to it. Um, so I think it deserves more love. So anyway, this is the one shorter necklace in the collection. It's they're amber nuggets, so they are not rondelles or beads. Okay, I'm gonna step aside. It seems to focus when I'm not there. There we go. So they're nuggets and on silk, just in the floating style. So this one is 16 and a half, and I've also done it with gold. Now, if you have followed me, if you know me, I don't really work in gold. It's not my favorite material, but in this particular case, it works. So this is 14, or no, I think these are 18 carats plated. 14 or 18. It's on the listing. The earrings are one and the necklace is the other. And so the lobster clasp and the extender are in the gold on this one. I can do it in sterling if you prefer it in the silver. It does need. I know. See, that's the thing, right? It does need the gold, and I brought the stuff in, so I had the gold stuff here, and so it is in gold. So anyway, amber. Um, I'm not going to get into the medical properties of amber because I'm not a doctor. And I'm not going to get into that. But it also, beyond those things that are well researched, it does relieve stress. It's, is balance and inner peace. So it's got all of those things. Again, it's just perfect for the collection and perfect for fall. And it's like sunshine. It's like you're wearing sunshine with this. They just glow. So that's the amber choker style necklace. And let me go back to this one that I popped up early. And I also have earrings. And again, I'm pretty sure they have been on the website. You should own amber. Yeah, everybody should own amber. I have a really long. I probably should be wearing it. A really long one that I bought in Santa Fe, I think. Really long knotted one that I've had forever. Um, so earrings, simple amber nugget stack. Nothing fancy about it, but just and then again with the gold ear wires. Just pretty. Just a little bit of sunshine in there. I mean, these will work with, some of the other things in the collection as well. But, and then I do have an amber bracelet. Now, this bracelet, again, this has been on the website, but not attached to anything. But this is done with the silver. So you can kind of see the difference. I actually don't mind it with silver either. It's just a little brighter with the silver. So these are the same nuggets that are silk knotted. So a little knot in between each nugget to just highlight it and give it that little extra something something. And then with the silver. So you know, that could be done in gold too if you wanted to, but and then I just did the fancy little clasp on it. If you're afraid, you know, you might lose it with that, then you know, I can always put a lobster clasp on it for you as well. So that's uh, that's not an issue. Just let me know, and I would be happy to do that. So that's the amber that I have, and we're almost there. Oh, I'm doing much better tonight. You're not rambling as much. Okay, so we're now ready to look at that. So let's do this one. Okay, so let's do the other metalsmith, which we're going back to the imperial jaspers. Excuse me. This one is also a freeform. Most of the imperial jaspers are freeform shapes because of the pattern. They just tend to be freeform because they're just following the pattern. So they take on those fun, cool shapes. I really like this shape. It's again very organic. So it's got that classic orange, and then the inside is a beautiful warm charcoal gray. So that's what that inside is. So that's why I did this one in the silver. So this is done in sterling silver. So the bezel is sterling and the back is sterling. So I put the stamp on it. And heavily oxidized. So when you look at it front wise, and you can kind of see it better in the listings, the oxidized back just pulls out that charcoal gray of the inside, and it just kind of adds that extra line of pattern to it. So it looks pretty cool. The bale's really, you know, quite simple, but I did do a little bit fancier top part to the bale to dress it up a little bit, and then heavily oxidized sterling chain. So these are Italian sterling silver. So this is a Rollo chain. So it's round. They're round, 20 inches. Okay, and very cool. Kind of a modern, you know, to me, imperial jaspers are kind of have a modern kind of vibe to them. Just I guess the pattern and the shape, but they're neat. They're interesting. They're these stones I've had for a while, and I've kind of looked at them and I'm like, I don't know about these, but I really like how they look set. So I'm gonna dig through my stones and see what other imperials I have, and get them lined up on the bench because I think they look pretty cool. So that's that one. And all right, let's look at this one. So this is the first one I did, as is typical. I usually do the long focal first in collections, and then the collection kind of grows from there. Let me switch this over so you can see it. All right, so this one is obviously not a gemstone. It's a tassel. I've had these tassels for years. And then I'm like, what am I going to do with these tassels? But you know, it's beautiful tassel. It's Turkish. So it's a Turkish silk. So this is all silk. So it's very luxurious, and sterling silver. So I made the sterling silver connector. It's hammered. I don't know if you can see it here. You might not be able to see it too well, but it's got a hammered texture to it. And then above it, we have, okay, So we have citrine. We have, here, hold it steady. So we have some citrine to just kind of brighten it. We have Picasso Jaspers in here, these warm, earthy tones, of course. And we have some check glass. So check glass faceted in that mustard to just pop the mustard of the tassel out. And then one of my favorite things about this necklace are these silver textured balls on them. There's only two. There's one on each side, but they just kind of do something to this necklace, and it just adds that texture and that interest going up on either side. They're very cool. I've got some more coming, but I have another one of these tassels, and I have two more of these here, so I can make another one. But then after that, the tassels are gone, and the supplier that I bought them from isn't making them anymore. So if we find we're kind of into tassels, I can find some. But I really like this one because it's got the silver on the top. I mean, this is pewter, but it's a lot of times they're just more silk wrapped around. But this one's very dressy because it's got that texture to it. And I think that's one of the reasons I like the little balls, is because that texture just pulls out the texture in the top of the tassel. So this one is a little bit longer. I think it's check the listing, but I think it was like 34 or so. I just kept going on it. So it's a little bit longer, but super pretty. And a little bit different for me with the tassel. So what do you think of the tassels? Do we like tassels, or should we stick with gemstones? Or is it nice to mix it up every once in a while? And the reason I ask that is because I do have a white, well, it's like an off-white tassel, which I also bought years ago. That's just, it's sitting over there, waiting to do something with the Tundra collection. So we'll see what we end up with there. Okay, so we're pretty much done. The only other things I want to just kind of pop up here is I didn't do like a long 41, 42 inch for this collection, because I have this one, which is the Carnelian, which is officially part of the Canyon collection, but I did put it part of the Harvest collection as well, so it's on both, but it works perfectly with all of these pieces. So if you wanted to have something long, this works really well. But it has been around. It's part of Canyon, and again, it has a clasp on it, copper, so you can double it up and and wear it shorter as well. So I just wanted to point that one out. Any of the Canyon, there's not a ton left in Canyon, but if you go and take a look at it, I mean, I have to kind of go through it here and kind of restock all of these collections, and so I'll add some stuff to Canyon, but a lot of the colorway of Canyon will work with some of these pieces as well. And then the last thing I want to point out is this one. So this one, I think this one's been around a while, but again, it's not officially part of any of the collections, so it's kind of just been floating. I mean, if you look in the Silversmith collection, I think it's in there. And it's had a lot. It gets a lot of attention at the in-person shows. But it hasn't found its forever home. So I wanted to point it out. I know a lot of of people look at it and like it. It's a very cool pattern. Let me pop it up here. It's a Picasso Jasper with a very cool pattern. You know, it's got those ochre yellows with the chocolate brown, and it's done in sterling. So it's all done in sterling. So because I've had this for a while, um, I've discounted this. I discounted this quite generously, actually. So I don't think the discount code won't work on this because it's already discounted, but it's discounted more than I think. I think this is discounted more than the discount code anyway. So this is a good deal. I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep it on this deal, but it's yeah, it needs to find its forever home. It's I think it's a cool stone. So I'm not sure why it hasn't, but it will. Its person will come. So I just wanted to point that out as well. Okay. And okay, so I think I've got everything here. Oh, there's one more thing. It's not even listed on here. And then I'll show you a couple of the stones that I have that if you wanted to do something, you know, just to kind of get your mind thinking about customs and things like that. But I want to show you this necklace. I didn't put it on the website because it really doesn't match my, you know, kind of my style that I'm doing. This I made quite a while ago, like before right? It's so when I first, so here's the story behind this. When I first started, you know, you experiment, right? And you're like, you see something, you see a YouTube video or something, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try that. And then you're like, I don't think that's me. I don't think that's the direction I want to go. And you know, I think I found the direction I want to go. Well, this isn't that, right? There's nothing wrong with it. It's very pretty. But it's just you know what I mean, right? So, but I have it, and it's been sitting here. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? So I thought, I mean, it does work really well with this collection because it's got, so you can kind of see how it's sparkling. They're all faceted, so they're all hand. Here, let me see if I can pull one up here. So they're hand wrapped. So each one's, you know, wrapped with the little bail and then sitting on here. And then this, so, and this double, it's attached. So it's one of these double necklaces that's attached. This is like a little mustard check glass. So these are all different agates. There's probably some mookaite in here. I think that's mookaite. And different agate stones and stuff. And then you've got a little acorn here up at the top. And then the bronze, this is bronze color, the leaf with the and so I just wanted to show it, and if this speaks to somebody, let me know. I haven't even, like, I didn't even finish it. So it's sitting at, I think this is 20 inches, and then I've left it so that it could be 24. So I haven't cut the chain, so I've even left it so that it could be modified to different lengths. Yeah. Price. Good question, Anne. I'm thinking, oh gosh, I don't know. $48. Like, honestly, I don't know. It's just something that it doesn't need to sit in my studio. If it speaks to somebody and they want to wear it and they love it, you know, by all means, because again, it's just not the style that I'm going to do. So that's why I didn't want to put it on the website. It just doesn't make sense to be on the website. But, you know, I figured anybody watching the live or watches the replay, again, if it speaks to you, please said that it's speaking to you. Okay. All right, fair enough. See, we're gonna have fun next week because I'm gonna clean my studio out. We're gonna go through some of this stuff, and thank you. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, it's like I was gonna tear it apart for parts, and it's like, no, just show them. Somebody might love it. Okay, so a couple of stones that I wanna talk about. So there's this one here. Hang on a second. Let me see what. Okay, so this one is a very cool stone, and you can see how far I got. So copper, but then I wasn't convinced about that, and so I didn't go any further with it. Because an oxidized silver might be cool too, but it's a really cool stone. So this is called red ripple jasper, and I believe it's an Australian stone. It kind of looks like the tiger stripes, right? It's, yeah. So there's two of them. They're not matching, but I got two of them together. And let me see if I can get this open. I think, and the other thing is, the other reason I didn't continue working with it is because it's like, I'm not sure if I want it to be a pendant. It would be a very cool ring, very cool ring. It's it's too big for my little baby fingers. Well, I guess I could wear it there, but very cool ring, very cool ring. Right? An oxidized copper on the greenish against. Yeah, right? Yeah, like oxidized to pull out the dark, right? Yeah. I mean, this has just been fired, so it's, it's a mess, but very cool ring. And then this is the other one. Here, let me take the thing off, which is a little bit longer. So this is the one I had. And then this one's a little bit longer and a little bit more red. So these are red ripple jaspers. Very cool, right? And they're not thick, they're quite thin. Very unique, very different. So those are kicking around my bench. What else is kicking around my bench? I've got I've got a bunch of different earring. Here, I'll show you these. So I've got another Cherry Creek Jasper set. They're drilled, so they would either be earrings or, I could do another long focal with these because they're quite long. So it's got a little bit of red in the green, or they could be bigger earrings. They're very pretty. So these are the Cherry Creek as well. I probably would do pendant because this one's a little wider and stuff like that bugs me. Very cool, right? Yeah, I know. They're very cool. So I'm thinking these are going to go and be like long, long focals with the connector and all that stuff. That's why I kind of left those back. Because the long ones are very popular, like this 30, 32, 33, 34. They're my most popular length. So, oh, and that being said, these are also a cool stone. Also drilled. These are crazy lace. You can see why it's named crazy lace. You can really see the pattern there. And again, this was a pair. And these will probably be a focal as well. This light part here is quartz, so you can see it in the back. So it's reflecting the light through it. So it's translucent. This part's translucent here. That quartz part. I'll take one. Yeah, it's pretty, right? And so that one, I can see with some grays and some Picasso jaspers, right? Some white crazy lace. Oh yeah, that would be a gorgeous longer one. So that's percolating around in my brain. Okay, so last but certainly not least, um, this stone. This stone was going to end up in my personal collection, um, but Christine, you saw this stone when you were here. Um, I just love this stone so much. And I wanted to get it silversmithed, but I did not want to rush it. It looks like, I don't know what you see, but I see wheat fields as far as the eye can see. Um, it's just an absolutely gorgeous stone. And it needs my due diligence. So I didn't want to try to rush it to get it done. I think it's a pendant. It's big, so I think it's too big for a ring, and it has to go this way. I don't. It just doesn't make any sense. So it's gonna sit like this, but I just think it's wheat fields is what I see. So that one is on my bench for sure. Oh, let me show you. I know, right? I know. So there's also this one, which I was gonna wait until next week, but I'll bring it out next week too. But well, there's two. This is another crazy lace in a marquee, which is always a really nice cut. I like marquee cuts. So that one is a pretty crazy lace, very graphic. Some yin and yang going on there. So that one's cool. So this is quite red. It's a little dark here, but it definitely has the red. And then you can see these really interesting kind of pods, or I don't know what you want to call them, but the pattern on these stones is just so cool. So that's another crazy lace marquee. And then there's this one. So this one has been in my personal collection and made it to the bench. So it's got silver wrapped around it, and then that's where it has sat. This stone is called Nature's Paintbrush. I believe it's an Australian stone. And no, to me it needs to go this way. Very landscaping, but again, dark and kind of moody. It's like grays, charcoal grays, and then it's just got those rich kind of browns. I thought it was too dark for hard. See, it doesn't really fit into anything, but it was too cool a stone not to own. So, and this is what happens. And then I have it, and I'm like, now what do I do with it? So, but it'd also be a really cool ring. This would also be a very cool ring. Or it could also be a very, see, whoops, as I throw it on the floor. Fortunately, it's carpet. You see? Look at that. See? And that's what happens is like, I'm not sure what direction I want to go. And so then I stop until I figure it out. So this could be a very cool cuff bracelet. Very cool cuff bracelet. Right? Very cool cuff bracelet. So I'm actually leaning towards that right now that I kind of look at it on my wrist. But anyway, that is another one. I mean, it's endless. So next week, I'm not going to keep you any longer tonight, but next week I will bring some stones out. I've got lots of turquoise. I've got some beautiful turquoise. And a whole bunch of stuff. And so we'll look at some stones. I'll bring out some stuff that is already made that doesn't really have a place. And then we'll kind of go from there. So yeah, next week I think we'll do. It was 7:30 better than 7? Did it give everybody a little bit extra time to get here? Because I thought, give myself an extra half. It doesn't matter what time I say, I'm going to be like rushing right up to it. So it can be 7, it can be 7:30. Doesn't matter. Um, 5 minutes before, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm supposed to send something out. So it doesn't matter to me. You know, you guys can let me know in the chat or, you know, on social media after the fact and let me know. And then 7:30. Yeah, I just figured it kind of gives people a little bit of extra time. And, you know, I know there's people on the West Coast and across the country too. So it kind of gives them a little bit of chance to, if not at the start, to kind of pop in before it's done. So yeah, so 7:30. Okay, so we'll do 7:30 next Wednesday, and we'll do the Misfit toys, Misfit gemstones, and then we can go from there. So I will go through all the comments and everything, and I'll be in touch with you. We'll get all your stuff sorted out. I just want to confirm the length of your blue opal necklace, and then we'll do all of that. So thank you guys again for joining me. I didn't plan on taking as long, but here we are again at an hour and a half. So I appreciate you taking the time, and for everybody that's watching it on replay, send me an email, shoot me something on social media. I don't spend a ton of time on social media, I'm going to be honest with you, but I do check it, or emails through the website. And if you have any questions, or if you want something customized or changed or something, if I can do it, I will do it happily for you. So don't hesitate if you see something and it's just not quite right. I will see what I can do for you. Thank you so much. Hey Tracy, how are you? Sneaking in on the end. Look at you. Good to see you. So anyway, I will chat with you guys, and thank you. And again, don't forget, I think it's pinned at the top. Somebody pinned it. Oh, thank you. The discount code is good until midnight, so you can go through at your leisure, and then if you see something, please use it, and we'll get you all sorted out. I'll send you a separate email, okay, through Square, and then we'll just sort that out through that. So give me a day or two to do that. You guys are the best. Oh my gosh, I appreciate your support so much. You have no idea. I love doing this, and it's you guys that are allowing me to. So I really do, absolutely appreciate it. So I will talk to you all soon, and love and light, and reach out if you have any questions. Okay, have a great night, and I'll see you next Wednesday for the Misfit Gemstone live. Okay, all right, bye guys.